So hello everyone, welcome back to another class of NPSC CTSE 2025 mock test. So this is the fourth mock test of NPSC Combined Technical Service Examination. So let us start with the class, and I'd like to also announce that there's mock test. So if you're interested in full-length mock test, two mock tests to help yourself with your NPSC preparation, so you can register in the link below. So those who are interested, you can register. So let us start with the class. First question, that is polity ba shuru gorde. The 97th Constitutional Act of 2011 added which of the following direct principles of state policy to the Constitution? So 97 Constitutional Amendment ba itu 2011 shuru gurse, means introduced gurse, and this introduce what? Is it A, to secure opportunities for healthy development of children, to protect monuments, places, and objects of artistic or historic interest, promote cooperative societies, or participation of workers in the management of industries? So, which of the following was added? The answer is what? Option number C, that is promotion of cooperative societies. Let us study in detail about this. So, director principles of state policy under Part 4 of the Indian Constitution from Article 36 to 51. So question will come, TPSP the keman tak article ba keman ase to from 36 to 51 la kasida. And following the 2011 90 the Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011 97 Constitutional Amendment, it was Cooperative Societies Act, and this was TPSP to kutiba kunto constitution manager Irish Constitution. So let us go to the next question. Question number 2, assertion and reasoning. Under the new land revenue system, the peasant was in constant need of finding ways to get money. Option reasoning. The rise of modern industries in England resulted in growing demand for raw materials in India. So is it A, B, C, or D? So it's a history lab question as it. So first though, assertion. New land revenue system ba peasant do tagan poisa pisore ways. They were in constant need of finding ways to get money. So this is correct. Also modern industry new England they established raw materials India garne bishi demand hoje. So 1 and 2 is correct. However, land revenue system are modern industry related no. So the answer is what? Option number B, that is A and R are correct, but and R is not the correct explanation of A. Let us study in detail about this. Assertion is correct because under the new land revenue system, peasants to only down hotai poisa bicharole olai rekshe. This system are permanent settlement of Bengal, right system in South India, and Malwari system. And reasoning to case the rise of modern industry in England did not result in growing demand for raw materials in India. So this is the answer. Let us go to the next question. Question number 3. What were the main reasons behind the liberalization of the economy or the economic reforms of 1991? So is it A, huge debt, external debt and fall of rise of fiscal deficit, rising prices of essential goods, balance of payment crisis, and Iraq war? So it is charter factor though, which are the reasons for the liberalization of the economy or the LPG reforms of 1991. So what is the answer? The answer is option number D, all of the above. It is so factor because of this the Indian government had to liberalize the economy. Let us study in detail. The government introduced a new set of policy reforms in the form of LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Are the reason the key as first, inefficient management of Indian economy, inflation to 16% of utina raksha, fiscal deficit though means budget due to increase in non-development expenditure uti so statement is correct. Interest liability be uti or utu them 1990 to 91 the Iraq war chuli raksha between the United States and the in Iraq, and also India's foreign exchange to for which it was insufficient to pay bill for 2 weeks also. So these are the reasons because of which LPG reforms was introduced. Next question. Question number 4. What is a jet stream? So jet stream because is it a monsoon winds that cause heavy rain, strong winds above Earth's surface, extreme hot winds blowing in extreme summer, or ocean currents that bring about tsunami? So jet stream because option number B, that is strong winds above the Earth's surface. Monsoon wind no, it is monsoon go hot winds in extreme summer, it is called Lu. Ocean currents that bring about tsunami. Tsunami though ocean currents but it is because of earthquake. Let us study in detail. So jet streams are relatively narrow bands of strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. The wind blows from west to east in jet streams, but flow often shifts to north and south. Jet streams follow the boundaries between hot and cold air. Jet streams are often indicated by a line on the weather map indicating the location of the strongest wind. So suppose the earth as a glider, jet streams to color the line by indicate because they are strong winds. Next question. The Fujiwara effect, often mentioned, is in relation to case Fujiwara effect. So Fujiwara effect, is it a tsunami, earthquake, tsunami, climate change, or cyclone? So Fujiwara effect, it is something related to cyclone. Option number D. Let us study in detail about this. So Fujiwara effect interaction or binary interaction is a phenomenon that occurs when two nearby cyclonic vortices move around each other and close the distance between the circulation of their corresponding low pressure areas. So the phenomenon is where two nearby cyclonic vortices move around each other and close. So for example cyclone ekta ase to alag cyclone bhi inga. So it occurs when two nearby cyclonic vortices move around each other and close distance between the circulation of the corresponding low pressure areas. So it is a Fujiwara effect. So let us go to the next question. Which of the following conditions can lead to loss of Indian citizenship of an individual? So like the Indian citizenship taken a lose cover, for example, statement about acquiring citizenship of another country. For example, the United States la citizenship luce. So automatically India la citizenship to they hari jau. So one is correct. Next, unlawful trade with enemy during the war. For example, India or China war killers to China manange help by providing food or secret information. So it one of the tila citizenship to revoke war. So two is correct. A citizen of India ordinarily resident out of India for 5 years. So 5 years don't know that is 7 years old. This, for example, the Indian citizen as a and you are living in United States for 7 years. So 7 years basically 8 year to the wapas out India de. You cannot stay more than 7 years. So the answer is what? Option number 1 and 2, that is D is the correct answer. Let us study in detail about this. Indian citizenship there are 3 modes in which an Indian can lose his citizenship, that is renunciation, termination, and deprivation. What are the conditions for losing Indian citizenship? That is, if the citizen has obtained citizenship by means of fraud. For example, they will fake passport apply, so your citizenship will be terminated. Next, disloyalty to the Constitution of India. Constitution of India to disloyalty or against the Constitution you will also be terminated. Unlawfully traded or communicated with enemy during the war. For example, China. I've given an example. For example, you have helped the enemy during the war, so you don't want to be war. Next, citizenship. The citizen within 5 years of registering or neutralization has been imprisoned in any country for 2 or more years. For example, the 2024 that the citizenship paise. Or 2026 November the China Nepal the gold smuggle gonna take it through. So are the jail so this will result in your citizenship losing. Or next last you have been residing in outside India for more than 7 years, so your citizenship will be terminated. So this is the answer. Next question. Consider the following pairs. That is, number 1, frictional unemployment. That is, person seems visibly working but is marginal productivity 0. Disguised unemployment, when people are employed in the most productive and suitable roles, often reflecting of the most suffering. Technological unemployment, that is, men are replaced by machine. Structural unemployment, skill qualification is insufficient for a job. So which of the following pair is correct? Frictional unemployment के जुगले तो for example एक मनो एल दिया बोलो ना ताहे for example एक TSB हो जाए. So he is shifting job due to clearing exam. So during that phase the shift करने इधो ये frictional unemployment go, that is going from one job to another. So this doesn't seem to be the correct. Next, disguised unemployment though manu bishi ekta job de for example ekta farm de kali 8 jon de, but 20 people are working there. So more than required person though kam kore. So this is called disguised unemployment. So this doesn't seem to be the statement. Technological unemployment ke jole to machine ba manu ke replace kora correct ase. C is correct. Structural unemployment though tila job qualification hai sabte. For example, tila you are a PhD student but you are applying for the job of a peon. So this doesn't seem to be the skill. Tila qualification is subject the job number. So this is the correct answer. So only 2 is correct. That is only B. Next question. Which of the following statement about the ionosphere is not correct? It consists of not correct question. It contains charged particles. It is ionized by solar and cosmic radiation. Radio waves transmitted from the Earth are reflected back to the Earth by this layer, and it is located just above the stratopause. So which is not correct? The answer is what? D. Ionosphere ke ase charged particle ase artai radio transmission kan edu reflect kore because of charged particles. Are edu ki ba ionized kore solar and cosmic radiation boy. So A, B, C is correct. Only D is wrong because kile bole to first to suppose it earth surface as and first layer to is a troposphere, next to stratosphere, next to mesosphere, next to ionosphere, aro last to exosphere. So stratopause to nai because stratopause to it is a mesosphere or stratosphere la mojule. So ionosphere la niche de ke is a mesosphere is wrong. So this is not correct. So option D is the correct statement. Let us go to the next question. In India, if a plant species is declared protected under Schedule 6 of the Indian Constitution, under the North Indian Constitution, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, what does it imply? So Schedule 6 la under the auto plan do ase. That means is it a prohibited of international trade of such plants? Wrong. These plants are prohibited from cultivating and planting. Wrong. This is correct. Option B is correct. C. Prior permission from the government is required to engage in trade of such plants. Wrong. These plants are endemic to certain areas of India. Wrong. So only B is correct. That is prohibited from cultivating and planting. Schedule 6 to for example, Wildlife Protection Act 1972 la under the Schedule 1 baluna 1 baluna 6 tak ase. That means 1 basically you can hunt, you can kill. However, Schedule 5 or 6 kan highly protected species kan both plants and animal species. That is, for example, the jungle juha kan, that is rats. You can kill or you can catch them. However, the tiger, olive ridley, turtles kan, hunt bro. You cannot, and especially the rhino, fully protected as that means you cannot hunt them or kill them for food. or for commercial purposes. So idu under schedule 6 te ahe edu sob to. So schedule 6 mane kiman level uthibo iman strict take rules to. So the answer is what? Option number B. Next question. A member of the Lok Sabha submits his or her resignation to who? So for example, now the member of Rajya Sabha or from Nagaland, Pangnon Konyak. So Madam Pangnon Konyak, she wants to resign from the Rajya Sabha, or say Sir Subungman from Lok Sabha from Nagaland, he wants to resign and contest in the state assembly elections. So tai resignation ko gidibo. He will submit his resignation to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, that is Om Birla. Idu gidibo. Because he is the main officer in the Lok Sabha. And for example, Rajya Sabha Madam Pangnon will submit her resignation to the Vice President, who is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So this is the answer. Let us start in detail. So a member of the Lok Sabha submit his or her resignation to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Speaker is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Usually the Speaker remains in office during the life Lok Sabha. However, he can resign earlier by writing to the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha also. Next question. If GDP is higher than GNP for a country, then is it a net factor income abroad is positive, net factor income earned abroad is negative, fiscal deficit is negative, positive, fiscal deficit is negative. GDP. First, let us understand GDP or GNP la GDP or GNP la difference to. GDP that is income as a income within India as a India la mojede the income earn kushile gross domestic product kore. GNP usually though GDP plus means plus income from abroad. For example, Dada kumba United States and they are sending money to Nagaland, so it will be added to the GNP. So that means GDP though local there or GNP though international level there. So when GDP is greater than GNP, for example, GDP though 500 as a or GNP though could be 300 as a. That means 300 to mane komdi as a. It shows that tuila income though alag country wa komdi as a or negative as a. Negative in the sense like instead of US pa anina tuila ama gamba wapas USD put as a tuila dadage. So it results in negative. So the answer is what? Option number B. That is net factor income earned abroad is negative. So the answer is B. Next question. Consider the following statement. Fly ash is ejected mostly by thermal power plants as a byproduct of coal burning operations, which fly ash pollutes air but cannot pollute water bodies. Fly ash can be used on the reclamation of wastelands. So which of the following is correct? Actually, fly ash is a coal can jola dande means for example you are burning wood. So wood burn godamde nichite last ki baje ash. In the same way, coal idu burn goshule to idi ki olai fly ash olai. Idu fly ash tai dust idu July na taga byproduct. So option 1 is correct. Fly ash pollutes air but cannot pollute water bodies. It is wrong because the ash to kita water bodies to hoy pani de idu water bodies to namina they prevent oxygen or plants from growing on the water. So 2 is wrong. Aro tai wasteland kane reclamation kane lage it is used means mati as so it can be used for reclamation of wasteland because fly ash contains minerals. So 1 and 3 is correct. So which is the statement? Option number D is the correct answer. Next question. Question number 13. In India, equal justice and free legal aid is enjoined by KZ. Free legal aid. Is it a fundamental rights, TPSP, fundamental duties, or preamble? So equal justice and free legal aid though it is provided under Article 39A of the Indian Constitution. Last in the previous question we have studied that DPSP the Article 36 to 51 there as well. That means it DPSP under there. So this option number B is the correct answer. Let us study in detail about this. So Directive Principles of State Policy part 4 of the Indian Constitution from 36 to 51. They are non-justiciable means to violate the court a jail na jawa. And 42nd amendment by Charta amendment korche. That is provide opportunities for healthy development of children. Article 39. 39A the equal justice and free legal aid to the poor. Participation of workers in the management of industries. 43A and protect environment and safeguard forest and wildlife. 48A. This is the correct answer. Let us go to the next question. With reference to the civil disobedience movement, which of the following statement is correct? Mahatma Gandhi, along with Sarojini Naidu and Imam Sahib and Manila, raided the Darasana salt box. First of all, civil disobedience movement do kitia shuru korse. That is from March 12 balina April 6 tak Mahatma Gandhi ba tai Dandi March korse. And 1930 tele Dandi March. From Dandi March, it was 1930 ba shuru korna, 1932 tak jeshe, and up to 1934 tak it is civil disobedience movement jeshe. So first statement to Mahatma Gandhi along with Sarojini Naidu to Darasena salt works to great question. So this is wrong because by that time the Mahatma Gandhi already die jail detection. So only they were working. So one is wrong. So one wrong is to itu A the wrong wo, D the wrong wo. That means option B or C majideo. Next, red shirts were organized in the Peshawar region by Bacha Khan. So number 2 is correct because Peshawar de do northwestern frontier province de Bacha Khan that is Abdul Jafar Khan ba organized question. 2 is correct. So 2 is correct. The most weakest point was the low participation of women. This is wrong because woman, you can see Sarojini Naidu is also a woman. She participated wholeheartedly with many women playing a significant role in this movement. So 3 is wrong. So 3 usually the B eliminate core. So the answer is C. That is 2 and 4 is the correct answer. Let us go to the next question. Commercial paper is best described by which of the following statement? So commercial paper to kya hai? Commercial paper to tai short term na jai. Short term depth to la jai. Aro to la short term na jai. Means one for example paisa kan long term na jai. Commercial paper short term na jai. Kali for time being up to 270 days is chola bore. This commercial paper. So which of the following statement is correct? The answer is option number B. That is unsecured short-term money market instrument issued by corporates and financial institution. So let us study in detail about this. Commercial paper to is the short-term unsecured debt tool issued by company which do not last longer than 270 days. They are like promissory note allotted a huge cost and exchangeable between the all India financial institution and primary dealers. It was although not more than 270 days actually. So this is the answer. Next question. With reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statement. A person can be appointed a minister without being a member of the Parliament. In a parliamentary system, the executive enjoys the right to get the legislature dissolved. So which of the following is correct? So first statement, a person can be appointed as a minister without being a member of Parliament. Correct? That is ekta manu minister obare without elect no kore. However, within 6 months elect hole. For example, January that minister. That means before August or September he has to be elected by the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. So one is correct. In the parliamentary system, the executive enjoys the right to get the legislature dissolved. So which of the following statements correct? That is both 1 and 2. Next question. Which of the following are the recommendation of the Nehru Report 1928? Nehru Report 1928 is it number 1 bicameral legislature, parliamentary form of government, self-government, that is dominion status. So the answer is itu do 3 the wrong is and separation of judiciary from executive correct. That is 1, 2 and 4 is correct. So the answer is option number D, that is 1, 2 and 4. Next question. Which one of the following is likely to reduce the budget deficit? Is it A, buy back government securities from the market, increase tax rate, printing new money from the by the central government, by the central bank, or increase subsidies? So budget deficit is, for example, receipt कोई मन पैसा आगे और expenditure तो receipt दे for example कोई tax kan की collect करा बजे 20,000 crore है India government ला and expenditure तो 22,000 crore है. That means receipt और expenditure ला difference तो 2,000 crore निशना एक था means gap ओला है. So इतो 2,000 crore के किना इतो पैसा तो पौन गुरु गुले तो in order to pass the budget, Indian government ki grow, it should increase the tax rate. That is option number B. Kile gule option number A sai shugule the buy back government security from the market. Government security kita buy back grow, market the paisa bishi ho jawo or inflation increase ho jawo. Printing new money in the central bank. Printing new money in the central bank will also likely increase the inflation. Increase subsidy. Increase kushigule the government la instead of expenditure do continue na bishi ho jao because subsidy do government ke bishi effect kore, especially ido grain subsidy or ki subsidy LPG subsidy sob dishikle to government la expenditure uthi jao. So the best possible the most likely to be done is increase the tax rate. Option number B. Next question. Which of the following is not a responsibility of the Finance Commission? Finance Commission Article 280 of the Indian Constitution has and which of the following is not a responsibility? Is it to evaluate the state of finances of Union and state government? Correct. To lay down sharing of taxes? Correct. To lay down the principles that determine the distribution of taxes among the states? Correct. D is the incorrect statement. Audit to ido Finance Commission company, it is the work of the CAG, the Comptroller and Auditor General. So let us go to the last and the final question for today. With reference to the open market operation, consider the following statement. It is a monetary policy that allows banks to borrow money through repurchase agreement, and marginal standing facility is a tool to conduct market operation. So which of the following is correct? So open market operation it is a quantitative tool. Quantitative tool as to control the volume of money. Open market operation do RBI ba kore aro paisa, for example paisa market te kom dia so it is regulate korle open market operation do shuru kore. So it is not a monetary policy tool, it is a quantitative way to increase the money supply. Marginal standing facility is not the way to conduct open market operation. So 1 and 2 is also wrong. So which of the following is correct? Option number D, that is neither 1 nor 2. So with this, the video has come to an end. I hope you have understood something, and if you are interested in the mock test, the link is provided here. You can register for the mock test and help yourself. So I wish you all the best for your exam. Thank you.